Right, so
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I hope there is someone there that I'm talking to. Welcome to the very first Finance in 15 mini finance webinar. Now, I've set these up so that we can do a really short, sharp topic every Friday where you can learn something useful, take it straight back into your business without having to remember reams and reams of things that you maybe heard over an hour. So short, sharp topics. So this week we are kicking off with how your personal cash flow affects your business and how you can control it, because I do know that that's a really big topic for a lot of people. So, you know, whatever size business, that sort of tension between personal cash and business cash, and really what's the best way to look after them both. So let's kick off. I'll just put the comments on. Where's the comments? There's the comments. Right, we're trying some new software again today, so bear with me while we just get our heads around it. So these seminars, like I've said, are going to be very short, punchy, single topic. And the idea is for you to learn, take notes, and take action. So actually, if you're going to give your time up to watch this, then really make sure it's worth it for you. Do something, take action, make a change in your business. And these are really simple things, hopefully, that you can implement into your business. Okay, so these are some of the things that I hear quite a lot from small business owners. Things like being surprised by your personal tax bill or even your business tax bill. Finding it hard to track where your personal cash goes as well as your business cash. But that kind of feeling of I'm not quite sure where my money goes and where did it all go? And do you take money out when you need it, or do you have a fixed salary that you always take out of your business? Again, a really common thing amongst business owners is seeing their business account as a bit of a piggy bank. And rather than having a fixed salary like we used to when we had jobs, taking money out just as and when we need it throughout the month. And that can make it really hard to keep track of things. Can we just check that this is appearing in the feed? Yep, thank you very much, Sean. And do you wonder if you take out too much or too little money out of your business? I know this is something that people ask me a lot, like, am I earning enough, or am I taking too much out, or even, hey, I earned more when I had a job. This is mad. Hi, Yvonne, good to see you. So that feeling of like, you know, what is enough? What should we be earning from our businesses? And do you feel that your cash flow is controlled or chaotic? Because cash flow really is such a cornerstone of financial control and building that financial freedom I've been talking about so much. So controlling our cash is like the center point of making sure your business is really well structured. So just think about, are there any of those things there that you could maybe say yes to? Because we're going to be talking about those now. So the root of your financial success now and in the future is how you manage cash. Because without cash, we haven't got a business, and you can be highly profitable. You can have a massive order book. But if you haven't got cash, you can still lose your business. So I want you to remember that cash is more important than anything else, especially in the economy that we have now. Because you'll see the clients that I work with who had done the things I teach around building up their buffer cash, putting their taxes away in a separate bank account. When COVID hit, they knew they were going to be okay. So it's all about cash. I mean, there were other great businesses that were flying, that were growing like crazy, employing lots of people. But when COVID hit, they've been wiped out or they've been desperately struggling. So cash is the most important thing we can build into our businesses. And there's an idea here around how you do something is how you do anything. And this is very true when we think about cash. So if in your personal life you are quite chaotic about your cash flow, you don't really track what you earn, you don't track where it goes, you're always having to pull money out of the business to prop you up. If you're chaotic around it at home, you are very likely to take that chaos into your business, because it's logical, isn't it? If you don't have good, solid cash habits personally, why would you suddenly have them when you have them in your business? I had a client a few years ago, and he was managing director of a company, and he had the most incredibly chaotic home finances, like really lots of debt, and just couldn't manage his money. And he absolutely ran his business in the same way. And it was a complete losing battle trying to get him to manage the business well, because you go in at the month end and he'd spent loads of money that we just couldn't afford on stuff that hadn't been talked about, hadn't been budgeted, with kind of no regard of how to pay for it. So it's really important things. So if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, I am a bit rubbish with my money, then it's something that you really, really need to pay attention if you care about building a business that can give you a secure future. And you'll find, if you're going to be watching these webinars and listening in the group, I have very strong opinions about these things, and I will get quite strict with you because I desperately care about your business doing well and your business not being a source of struggle, and it being around you having that freedom, the choice, and the ability to grow a business that's going to really support your future. So this is just absolute cornerstone, so important that you master managing your cash. I think you've got the message. Okay. So when we think about being business owners, we're often thinking about, well, do you know what? I really do deserve this because I work really hard, or I have a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility. I should be able to earn this much money. My friends are earning it. I used to earn it when I had a job. If I had a job right now, I'd be earning 50, 60, 80, 100,000. And we get into that trap of thinking our business owes us something because of how hard we're working. But here's the thing. Your business can only pay you what it can afford. So you need to let go of any ideas of, I deserve this, I should have this, I want this, I work really hard, therefore. If you want to earn more, you've got to make your business more profitable and you've got to manage your cash better. And if that sounds brutal, I apologize, but that is the way it is with cash. We can't earn more than we make. I've seen, I can't tell you how many, I mean, probably hundreds of companies where you go into meet for the first time, they look really glossy on the outside, and the directors have got the big cars, they've got the kids in private school, they've got the great big house, and their business is struggling. They're barely making any profit, if any profit at all. They're struggling to pay suppliers on time, but they're having this lifestyle that they think being a business owner warrants. They think that that is what it means to run a business. And it's the keeping up with the business owner Joneses. You know, they've got that, so I want that. They've got a big car, I want a big car. If you're interested in short-termism and you're just concerned about how it looks on the outside, then go and fill your boots. But if you care about your business being here in the long term, surviving crises like we're going through right now, and giving you the future that you really want, then you have to let go of that. Your business can only give you the profit it can afford, and we must be retaining profit in the business as well. So again, just have a think about that. Yvonne, I'm the opposite. I feel guilty for taking money out of the business. Yeah, I do too. I'd rather leave it in the bank in the business and just take out what I need. So yeah, I'm with you all the way there. But that's a really good way to run it, Yvonne. And I'm sure you found going into COVID, you've probably had good cash buffers to get through, which is really what it's all about. If anyone's got any thoughts on that, please let me know in the comments. Be interested to know where you are on that side of things. So your business is the vehicle. You know, it is probably the only vehicle that is going to give you financial security, the lifestyle you want, the holidays, the house, the opportunities for your family, and the security in your future, your pension. It's all got to come from your business. And what I see far too often is that business owners are taking out the oxygen and the blood supply, because that's what the cash is. Without cash, our business can't move. And you know, I've certainly been there in the past, and maybe you have too, where your business is so tight for cash you can hardly move. You're always juggling to try and pay your creditors and worrying about meeting payroll and finding the VAT bill. The business should be very free flowing. If you keep enough cash in there, you can pay things as they're due, you get paid on time, and you take out an amount of money that is appropriate to what your business profits are making. But if you hamstring your business, if you draw all that cash out and leave it struggling, your business is never, ever going to be that vehicle that is going to give you that security and that freedom that I know you want in the future. So it's kind of like you need to look after things now to make sure it's there in the future. And we're seeing now, aren't we, how many hundreds and thousands or tens of thousands of companies are failing. And I know these are extraordinary circumstances, but these are why we need to keep that cash and that oxygen and that blood supply in our businesses. So I'd really think about that as, you know, if you're thinking your cash is tight, struggling to pay bills, and things like an opportunity might come up and you're thinking, I would love to do that. I'd love to do that training program. I'd love to work with that person. I would love to hire someone new. If you're always thinking, yes, but I can't afford it, that is a very big sign that you haven't got enough cash circulating in your business. Okay, so here's my strategy for starting to put that right. And you may be shouting at the screen going, yes, but Serena, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And I get that. So I'm giving you some principles here. Not everyone is struggling right now. Lots of companies are flying. So these are some principles, and these are things that are at the core of what I teach clients and I teach businesses. There are two things that every business must do, in my opinion. And you must have all of your taxes put away in a separate bank account. So that's VAT, corporation tax, and ideally your dividend tax and your personal tax. Because when it comes to paying your tax bill, you shouldn't be thinking, oh my God, I've got to find the VAT. If you are, there's something wrong with your cash flow. And the thing about taxes is they are not your money. They do not belong in your bank account. They absolutely belong to HMRC, and they should be put away in a separate account that you do not touch for cash flow ever, and you only use them to pay your tax bills. And the second thing I teach once we've got our taxes put away is that we need 3 months buffer cash. So 3 months business overheads in a separate bank account. Now, I've been teaching this for years, and you can imagine how vindicated I felt, when a crisis like this came along. Just open a tax savings account. Well done. Personal tax and premium bonds. That's an awesome idea. I love that. Great idea. So when COVID came along, it was like the ultimate reason of why buffer cash is so massively important. And I'm not saying this is going to come along again and again, but who knows, it may not be out of our lives for a long time to come. But other things happen in business where we really wish we had some cash to fall back on. So 3 months buffer cash in the bank works like a treat. And I would say if you are able to, and if you have that flexibility to move, and again, I know things are very tight and difficult for lots of us right now, but moving forward, limit what you earn if that is possible, to leave more cash in your business to make sure you've got those taxes put away and those 3 months buffer cash put away. There is no point you pulling loads of cash out and leaving your business struggling. Again, really important principles. And you and your business absolutely need to have certainty and not chaos. I mean, who wants chaos around cash flow? It is debilitating, exhausting, stressful. I've been in businesses where we're scrabbling to pay the bills, and it is bloody awful. So we do not want chaos in our businesses, certainly around cash. So when it comes to your personal earnings, I've got a few rules for you here. First of all, work out a personal budget of what you actually need. So go through your bank statements, look at your lifestyle, what do you need for your going out budget? Yeah, I remember those days. But what is it that you need to live on? Because what I see a lot of clients doing is just pulling money out of the business whenever they need it. So it might be, I need a few £100, I need a couple of thousand, need a couple of thousand. And that doesn't give you any level of or feeling of control. 3 months buffer cash is too ambitious. Okay, I'm happy to chat with you about that. But some businesses, maybe 1 or 2 months is suitable, but 3 months gives you a lovely buffer. Taking a fixed amount every month rather than random draws all throughout the month. That's the most important principle. Do a home budget, know what you need, and take that money out as a fixed sum once a month so that you know what you've got to live on. Now, I'm all for having extra bonuses for holidays. Again, remember those things, and Christmas. So in my personal accounts and cash flow, I take those things out as and when I need them. So when I go on holiday at Christmas, I take a bonus dividend out then. But it's about having a fixed amount that I then live on. Now, of course, if you have an amazing month and you've made some more money, of course, take some more out. But it's this principle of it being fixed and you knowing what you something you can work towards, absolutely. But something about being fixed and knowing that that's what I earn, as if we had a job, as if you'd got a job and that was your salary. Think about that in the same way, because your business, if you put your other hat on, needs the certainty of how much am I paying out. If it's like however much you need, how can you plan your profits? Always know your tax position. So if you're earning the same amount of money every month, you can tell your accountant, I'm earning this. Please, can you tell me what my tax bill will be? How much money do I need to have set aside and for when? And then make sure you've always got that set aside. Don't go scrabbling for your tax bills. Now, what I do, a lot of business owners do, is I take my tax out as a dividend in January and July. But again, I plan for that. So that's part of my dividend plan for the year. And I know what tax I'll be paying on that, so I can put that tax away. It's kind of a vicious cycle. But don't forget that you owe tax on everything you're earning. And then when you know that tax, put it away into a separate bank account every month, because it is not your money, as we know. And then control your personal cash flow. So if it's a little bit random and chaotic at the moment, set up a spreadsheet or find an app that works for you. There are loads of them out there, but find something that helps you control your costs every single month, and really do avoid taking those top-ups from your business. If you're taking a top-up, I want you to stop and think, why am I doing that? Did I just randomly overspend? Or is there a genuine reason for it? Or maybe I'm not quite taking enough money out. But start to think about these two separate pots and being very, very controlled about them. Now, I've just hit the 15-minute mark, so I'm slightly overrunning. And if you want to earn more, guess what? Your business has to make more profit. And that is what this whole group is set up to help you do. Make more profit, have more cash, build a stronger future. But that's the answer, is taking it. If you want more money, go and earn more money. Your business doesn't owe you anything. So let's just run through those key learnings from that 15-minute session. Your business has to afford what you earn. Do not rob your business of the blood and the oxygen supply it needs to grow and support you. So don't jeopardize your future by taking out more money now than your business can afford. Keep your, take a fixed amount every month, not random payments. Keep a fixed, apologies, let me start again. Keep your personal and business expenses separate as well. A lot of people kind of use their personal account to pay for business stuff, the business account to pay for personal stuff. You get into a right old pickle doing that way. Keep everything very separate. As if you had a job, keep things really separate. Make sure you knew when your taxes are due, and then keep that money in a separate bank account so that you never have an uncomfortable time finding your tax. Control your personal expenses. Set that budget, know what you need, and stick to it. Only take what you need. So if your business is still building up cash and you haven't got those cash buffers set up and your business is tight for cash, the first place to look is, can you limit what you take out to put that blood flow back into your business? Remember, how you manage your personal cash will be how you manage your business cash. So if you're serious about wanting to take control of your future and really take control of your business, giving you security and freedom, mastering your money is one thing you're going to have to learn how to do, which is the entire point of this group. But this is one of those unfortunate truths that there are no magic solutions here. You have to, at some point, learn how to take control of your cash and manage those things in your business. So that is our Finance in 15. It is question time. So please put anything into the feed now that you would like to know about what we've just talked about on cash, or actually anything else you might have in mind at the moment. Let's see. I need to be more controlled of my personal spending. I'm definitely chaotic. Well, that's a great observation of yourself. That's a good reflection. So well done for acknowledging that. And yeah, from today's then, go and take an action. A dead simple Excel spreadsheet. Get all your costs in from the bank. Know what your spending is. Go through your credit card. See what you're spending on food. And I know anything like me, my food bill's gone through the roof lately. You've got to have some treats. So yeah, just take an action from today then to go and get your personal finances in some sort of order. Who's got any more questions for me about that or anything else? So the person who said 3 months buffer cash is too ambitious, could you tell me why that is maybe? Would like to know that. Yes, tax into premium bonds. Maybe whoever posted about premium bonds could just put us a post in the group about that, because it's really nice to know that you've got at least got a chance of getting something back on that as well, haven't you? There's obviously no interest anywhere at the moment. Any more questions? Yeah, Yvonne, I take my dividends out quarterly, and yep, that's great. So you spend it on fun stuff or shift it to a savings account. That's a really good discipline, Yvonne, like that. Best frequency to put tax aside, I personally every month. I like to, I've just done my management accounts this morning, and I do my management accounts. I see how much my corporation tax bill is running out, see what my dividend tax is running out, and I transfer it straight away into a separate account, because I want to look at my bank account and know that that's mine, not, oh, it's that, oh yeah, less my tax, less this, less that. So I like to move mine every single month, and that is what I teach my clients to do, because then you've really got control of it all the time. Yeah, so the session is going to be live. It's in the group feed anyway. So the person asking for a copy of the session, it's always going to be in the group for you to watch live at any time you want to. So it's simply more difficult to access If I win anything, yes, on the premium bonds, yes. Yeah, so the fact that it's set away, then you know that you can't touch that money. That's a really good thing. And it's getting used to realizing tax money is not mine, not my money. I've got to set it aside. How do you work out your corporation tax amount? Well, you have to have, and this is for any size business, and I'm going to be teaching this stuff, you have to have accurate monthly accounts that tell you how much profit you made. And then you just take 19% of that profit figure, and that is a good estimate. It won't be exact because your accountant has to do all the wizzy year-end bits, but it's 19% of your net monthly profit before dividends is how much corporation tax you will owe. And the fact that let's say we're in January now, the fact that you may not owe that tax for another year is irrelevant. It is tax that you now owe, and you must put it aside. Otherwise, that just builds up and up and up in your business. And then you get a tax bill and you can't pay it. When you work on just the cash that's really yours, you've got a much clearer picture. Investigating premium bonds. Yeah. Oh, doing a direct debit. Great. Yes, I like that idea. Where do you start building buffer cash? So the first thing before buffer cash is get your taxes put aside, because the tax man can shut you down. So my first priority would always be VAT and tax savings, but then some clients like to do a bit of both and feel they're making progress on both fronts. So see what feels good for you. In terms of how much do you need, look at what your monthly overheads are in your business, including your salary or dividends or drawings, whichever sort of business you are, and then multiply that by 3, and that is your buffer cash target. And then how do you start? You just start. You say, I've got a little spreadsheet where I know what my 3 months overheads are, and I know how much I've got in my buffer cash. And when you've got some spare cash, put some away. And I know that right now, this is probably not a great time for some businesses to be thinking about buffer cash or about building buffer cash, because some of us are going to be making losses and struggling and having parts of our business shut down. And so that, I'm not saying you should go and do that now, but I want you to know about the concept, and I want you to be very aware of that's something we should start to aim for as we rebuild. Keeping cash is one of the most valuable, powerful things you can do in your business. So even if it takes you a year, it doesn't matter, but just start building towards that buffer cash. I can't tell you how satisfying it is knowing that when you look at that and go like, oh, my taxes are in one account, I've got buffer cash in the other account. It makes you feel really safe, and it allows you to be more confident when you're making decisions. Because when cash is tight, we really go into a scarcity and fear mode, and it really affects our decision making, and it affects how affects how kind of confident we'll make decisions and move forward in our businesses. So have we got any more questions, anybody, about this or anything else that you might be thinking at the moment? While I'm waiting on those, I'm going to be running these every Friday, and they're going to be very much driven by what you most want to know. So we've got a poll running in the Facebook group at the moment. Now, the winner is currently financial processes and routines. So next Friday's session will be on that. So you just need to let me know what you most want to know about, and what's your burning question, what the things that's bugging you or foxing you, and then put that in the group. I'll do a fresh poll this week, and I'll find out what your priority would be for next Friday. So that's the way this is going to work, being very, very responsive to what you guys actually want to know, rather than me kind of guessing and imposing it on you. So if that is it for questions, I will let you go early. Just give you a couple of minutes, see if there's anything else coming through there. Be interested to know, guys, how many of you have watched the live I did on Tuesday? Be interested to know if you've watched all that through. I really want to kind of get you guys on board with the mission that we're here to do, and we're here to make business so much better for everybody. Especially as we rebuild out of COVID, there's so much for us to do. And teaching you guys these rules to kind of run your business by, we know that's going to give everyone a much better future as we move forward. So I can see there aren't any more questions coming in, so I am going to let you go 5 whole minutes early. And if you have any more, if you watch this later, please put a comment in the feed to say #replay, and go and leave me any comments or questions that you've got from having watched it later, and I will come back and answer them if they haven't been addressed in this webinar. So have a great rest of the day. Have a fantastic weekend. Try and find something fun to do. And I will see you guys all next week. Take care. Bye.